Hey guys, sorry about the technical difficulties yesterday, but I think we got it all figured out. So, did you watch the video already about the flood myths in the ancient Near East? If you haven't, go watch that first, because what I'm talking about won't make sense if you haven't. In Gathering Blue, they talk about the ruin quite a bit. They just mentioned it here in chapter 3 that you just read, which you should also read that before you watch this video. Come on, my dudes. So they talk about the ruin, and it reminded me of this whole, like, in early civilizations, how all of them had some story of how at some point something super destructive had happened. And they're all kind of like this mysterious, like, oh my goodness, how did this happen? This huge thing, right? And if you watch the flood video, you saw they had that in the Epic of Gilgamesh from the Sumerians or the Babylonians. Are they the same people? I think Babylonians. And then they had all these other stories that also probably led people to believe there probably really was a huge flood. And if you believe the story in the Bible about Noah and the flood, it does add some evidence that a huge flood probably really did happen, just historically, which is kind of cool. Anyway, all that to say, it's a little different though than the ruin in Gathering Blue, because they talk about in Gathering Blue how before the ruin there were all these huge buildings, and it sounds like maybe like a huge society or something, maybe a little different from like what we picture with these myths, like, you know, Noah has to gather all the animals because that's all there is in the world. So it's an interesting thing to think about and kind of wonder, I wonder what's going on with this ruin thing before the story starts. I wonder how long ago that was. I wonder what life was like before that. Because as we read the book, you're going to get a lot more hints, which is fun. I love a good hint.